Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining me from. This is your girl, Angela Nichole, the Billionairess Builder. And today I have the honor of interviewing the Miss Donna Crenshaw. Donna,
Hi,
thank you
Angela.
for joining me
Thank
today.
you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here with you and all of your people that are coming in and hanging out and wanting to learn more.
Awesomeness. And I'm not going to hold you up because it was super hard to get this lady on the line. And I know she's extremely busy. So we're going to get her to get a few answers in here and then we're going to let you go. So, with no further ado, before we jump in, Donna, can we share a little bit? Give me a little bit about your bio or a little bit about your background.
Oh, well, yes. That mine's probably a little bit different than most people. I retired from corporate. I was a national sales manager for a bridal manufacturer. I did that for quite a few years. I loved it, but the industry changes like everything, and my company closed, and so my daughters were like, "Well, Mom, what do you want to do?" And I was like, I don't know," because it was unexpected. It wasn't like I went and worked 30 years and said, "Oh, I'm going to retire." No, I was. They closed the doors, and then I was like, I don't know what I want to do, but my daughter was a blogger making six figures. So my youngest daughter was like, just go and let her show you what to do and don't worry about it because you can do it. Well, I discovered I didn't like blogging as much as I enjoyed the negotiating. So I wound up, for her, I started with her and I would negotiate with the brands and get her deals where they would pay her to write or talk about their products. And we're talking 10, 12 years ago, before there were UGC creators and all of that. You were just bloggers. And one of her friends came to me and said, "Look, if you'll do it for me, I'll pay you." And I went, "Well, I'll do it for a percentage." And
Mhm.
she's like, "If you will just get me $350, I'll be happy." So when I came back with $950, she was like ecstatic, but she went and told a lot of other bloggers. So I wound up with a whole group of bloggers that I worked with who were in different areas and did different things. And I would negotiate with the brands and oh, it was so much fun. But then COVID hit. So about that time, I had been looking at doing books and other things,
Mhm.
being more creative. So I started creating uh, puzzle books, journals, planners. I really liked puzzles because I like the idea of trying to figure something out. And I figured there's got to be other people like me. So I did that. But then I have moved into Etsy stores. So I had multiple Etsy stores all the time still going. So I look at things as verticals. So each one of the businesses that I do is this vertical, and I work on it so much time every day. I know this is more than what you asked for.
No, this
But
is good.
you know how it is. So you look at each thing as a vertical. So I went from doing the book creations to doing physical products. I sold physical products, which are called print on demand in an Etsy store. And then I moved from that. I became really well known for understanding printables because I
Mhm.
could take my books over on KDP that I'm making a royalty. I could split them up and I could sell them on Etsy. I could sell them on Teachers Pay Teachers. I could sell them in the UK and I would wind up making more money selling 5 to 7 pages as I did on selling 72 pages. So that kind of got me excited. And then I went in and figured out uh, I am known as the fairy godmother of
That's what
repurposing.
I was thinking
I,
about. Yes,
yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Yes.
and because I'm so well known as that, because everything I create, I look at and see how many other streams of income can I create from that one piece of product that I've created.
Mhm.
Will it work on a print on demand? Will it work on a digital product? If I change this, can I use it in another digital product? Because each one has to be different looking. You can't regurgitate and
Right.
sell, because for Amazon, it's all about their customer satisfaction.
Mhm.
Having their customer happy is their number one priority. So if you create two books and they look very, very similar, you will get a complaint. And Amazon could pull your rights to be able to have books on their site, which is something you don't want to do. I mean, having an Amazon KDP's right to sell in their KDP program is worth multiple figures every year. It is not you can make good money doing it.
Okay. Okay. That's what, when you got to going, I was like, dang it, I forgot to introduce her with her proper title. Attorney Godmother of Repurposing. Yeah,
Yes.
perfect, perfect. So that was very detailed, and well, I was grasping nuggets just out of your intro. So I'm super stoked to share the details to some of these questions.
Oh, yay.
So you kind of alluded to what actually got you interested. That was the first question I was going to ask you, was what got you interested. So
It
because we
was
can go
was
ahead.
kind of forced into it, but
Right.
then I found I had a real knack for it.
Mhm.
And the thing is as people can tell, like, I got a little bit of silver going on. And the thing is that this online marketplace, it doesn't care about your age. It
Mhm.
doesn't even care if you really understand all the moving parts. I don't have to know how to build a website. I don't have to know how to actually use a piece of software. Uh, I just have tons and tons and tons of ideas. And as long as I can implement those, that's all I got, all I need to do. So you don't have to be the whiz kid to be able to make the online arena work for you.
Right, right, and that's the amazing part behind it. And I go with that. You're ultra blonde,
My ultra blonde.
ultra blonde.
Yes. Yes.
Let's see. What advice would you give someone that's just starting in content creation or ebook publishing?
Ebooks are amazing. Right now, if you're in any of the social platforms, you're hearing more about ebooks. You're
Mhm.
hearing more about um, that whole industry. So what I would suggest is that instead of trying to figure it out on your own, is that you find someone, you ask questions. I mean, that's how we all learn. I mean, it is our duty in this world is to help the people that are coming along behind us.
Right.
It's just like raising a child. You don't just say, here it is, you figure it out. You
Mhm.
say, here it is, let me show you the right way. So you have to make sure that you are connected with people. Nothing irritates me more than I love TikTok. I think it's an awesome, awesome platform. But nothing irritates me more than to hear someone trying to teach someone incorrectly or bending the rules that
Mhm.
terms of service with any of these providers, be it Canva, be it TikTok, be it Amazon, be it Barnes and Noble, it doesn't matter. You have to know the terms of service. There are
Mhm.
so many people out there who don't pay attention to the terms of service and they don't care, and they could cause you to lose your account. And with Amazon, you lose your account, you are out forever. There is no coming back. There is no begging back on. They
Mhm.
cut and you're just done.
Right,
So
right.
terms of service is extremely important. And Etsy just went through a huge thing. And people who lost their Etsy stores was because they were in violation of terms of service.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
so you follow the rule. In this industry, you follow the rules. You make sure you find someone who likes to follow the rules
Absolutely.
and who will tell you the honest truth. And people, there are people out in this world who will not tell you the honest truth because they want to make the sale. There are people in this world who will tell you the truth because they want to go home and be able to sleep at night and know that they did the right thing. And those are the people you want to find.
Absolutely. I'm glad you shared that. And also, I don't want to get the number wrong. Can you share how many books you have written.
I have I looked probably last week and I am at 925 books.
Wow. See, that's over another hundred and something since the last time that I knew.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you directly because I was at like 835.
I
Wow.
was, but what I did is I've created some new series of books.
Okay.
And when I create a series, there's usually 9 or 12 books in the series. So it makes it easy to make a nice big jump. Uh, what I want people to realize, though, is that when I first started, I did journals and planners. Those were
Mhm.
easy. I now do much more complicated books that take me longer to create. There's much more writing in them. Right now I'm on a series called This or That or Something Else. And so
Oh,
I've done a whole bunch of those. Um, I still love puzzle books. Those are, my passion. But I'm also doing a series of a new relaxation book. And I was lucky I got to participate in the course being created. And I contributed to it. So
oh,
anyone who gets the course will see me as the repurposing fairy godmother
so
because
cool.
that's the section I'm teaching on it is how
Gotcha.
to repurpose.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Congratulations on that as
thank
well.
you. I'm really excited. And what makes it even more fun is it's my mentor, the woman who taught me how to, invited me to come back and participate. So I think that's always fun, when the teacher invites the student to, you know,
Absolutely. That's like the top honor.
yeah, it is. And so I was very honored and I'm super excited in case you can't tell. Super excited.
Awesome, awesome. That is amazing in itself. Let's see. Are there any specific tools or software that you find essential for your digital creation for the workflow of it?
Th- This is the advice I give everyone and every call that I have is you don't need to spend a ton of money for equipment to get started. As long as you have a laptop, there's plenty of free software out there. Um, but the biggest thing is I have a laptop. I don't do a desktop because I like to be mobile. As you know, I love to travel, so I like to be able to pick up and go and just take my stuff. So what I did is I went out and bought, I now have 3 monitors on my desk. Uh, yeah, because it makes it easy. You can be working in a project and maybe you have all your assets on another screen
Mhm,
and you need it a little bit bigger so you can see the layout of the page. And so then you're able to bring the assets. You don't have to go out and buy brand new. It
mhm,
is really interesting because you can go to a yard sale, you can go to Craigslist, you can
mhm,
even go to Best Buy and whatever and buy it out of the box.
mhm.
You don't have to have a brand new monitor. Monitors don't wear out. They break, but they don't wear out. Usually
That
people upgrade, they get a bigger monitor, so they're getting rid of the old one. One of mine was free. I spent $25 for the other one, and the other one I spent 35.
awesome. I'm
So
glad you shared that detail because I know some minds will just instantly go to, oh, I can't afford to get
I
all
can,
these.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. I mean, if you already have your computer,
Mhm,
you will use PowerPoint, which is a Microsoft program. Chances are you already have it on there. I like to lay out the books in PowerPoint, and that's how I started. I used PowerPoint. Then, as I have grown and evolved, instead of using PowerPoint, Photoshop, which is
mhm,
very expensive, it has a huge learning curve. I use Affinity, which is a much smaller learning curve, but it works in layers. People still don't like working in layers. There are tons of free programs to help you edit your photos.
mhm.
You can even use Canva to edit photos, and that's a free program as well. It's just not in layers. And I'm going to make sure that everybody hears me on this. You cannot, even if you have the paid version, you cannot use the Canva elements in
Mhm.
your product because you do not have the commercial rights. That has been an ongoing thing for quite a while with Canva. Their terms of service are the muddiest of all of them.
Okay.
And even ChatGPT rolled out new rules, and they were clear. I could understand those.
Right.
It was very clear. This is what you can do. This is what you can't do. This is what's for commercial use. And everything I do has to be for commercial use. So with
Okay.
Canva, you can upload your own assets and use them. You can't work in layers, but a lot of people use Canva. I did in the beginning. Love, love, love Canva. One of my first prompt books I created in Canva, and it's
Okay.
been a really good seller.
Awesome. That's been one that when I took one of your courses, one of the aha moments was those elements and the fact that we could not use those and sell the product. So I'm
Hmm.
glad you shared that tip on there. That
Yes,
could cost everything.
it could, and that would not be fun.
Not at all. Not at all. Let me see. What is your brainstorming process like? That
Hey,
like to be fascinating.
it's it's really interesting because I can give you a prime example yesterday. Yesterday, I belong to several mastermind groups. I have several mentors because I think we all need a mentor. We all and I pay for these mentors.
Mhm.
I'm just telling you, but it's worth it because they help me get light years ahead. And then
Yes.
eventually you will outgrow that mentor and you will go to the next level. And that's okay because that's what a mentor should be wanting. It's just like a parent. When you raise a child, you get them to college age and
Mhm.
it's hard. Oh my gosh, it is so flippin' hard because you've worried about everything. Everything. You're responsible for making every decision.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden they go to college and now what am I supposed to do? You can't make any decisions for them.
Mhm.
Nobody lets you, not the doctor, not the insurance company, not, anybody. They're
Yep.
on their own. And that's kind of how it is in my brain is that I see something. So yesterday I was in a meeting and someone brought up they were trying to grow a platform and they brought up what someone else was doing. And I was like, well, that's not going to work because you're going to get in trouble doing it
Mhm.
this way. So, I kind of thought about it and I thought, okay, went to bed and then I could not sleep for hours because my brain was clicking, going, you could do it this way. And if you did it this way, then you could do it this way. You could build your email list. But guess what? You could build your email list, plus you could make some income off of it while you're giving away stuff. It's a perfect trifecta.
Mhm.
So that's how my brain works. I look at something, somebody tells me about something, and my brain's off to the races going, how can I do it? How can I make it work?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I've been wanting to find out that question for a while because I'm kind of similar and it just goes down the rabbit hole. So I was just really curious
Yeah.
as to how
And
yours works as
and
well.
I bet yours works pretty much the same way, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
when we
Yeah.
get on the phone, we just talk forever,
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely. Had a dream this morning and I was not trying to wake up to write down the note. And then I was like, just get up and just write that note
Just write
down.
it down.
I wrote it down and it ended up being a whole script. I was like, I would have missed this whole
Hmm.
download if I didn't get up. So yeah, it
Yeah.
just took me.
And that's how I feel is that a lot of times my best ideas come really early in the morning,
Mhm.
or I get the answer and in my belief system, it's a God thing. Is
Yes,
God reaching out,
absolutely.
slapping me on the head saying, wake up
Yep.
because you need to get this. This is the answer.
Yep.
And so
Absolutely.
that's how I operate.
Yes. I love it. I love it. It's priceless.
It
Um,
is.
let's see. Can you give us a highlight of the strategy you may be using to market any of your ideas or products?
Um, for a highlight, I'm starting a new one. So it should
Okay.
be interesting. I've been watching TikTok now for over 2 years.
Okay.
It's an amazing platform. I had a friend from Canada call me and say, "You need to own this," but I didn't know what I wanted to do. I now
Gotcha.
have a clear path. And so I'm utilizing several, because I work in verticals, my books, I have a new thing that I am putting into place on Instagram for the
Okay.
books to increase the sales for that. For TikTok, I am putting into place a thing to grow my audience and also generate daily income,
Okay.
which is nice. And it
Absolutely.
is, here's the thing, is you don't have to have people buy large ticketed items
Mhm.
to make a nice income. If you have 100 people buying, you know, a product or, an idea, that is really nice. Now, that doesn't mean I don't sell large ticket items. I do. But, that market is much, much smaller. So it's better to be the bigger fish in the small pond so that people know who you are and you become known and they go, it's not so much that they know me as that they know that my products work
Right.
and that if I give you the how-to on how to create this stream of income, you know that if you follow the steps 1, 2, 3, ABC, and that's how I like to teach, you're going to hit income. I can't
Right.
promise how much, but I do know if you follow the the plan, and I
Mhm.
like game plans. I do a game plan for every project. So if you follow the plan, you will end up at the goal, which is golden. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha. I got one more question on my list, and then I would like you to just share like a freestyle. So the last question is, how do you balance all this creativity? And I know you said you like to do verticals, but like, how do you actually balance everything out with the way your mind just like fires off?
I use Trello.
Trello.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The reason I use Trello is it works with my brain.
Hmm.
There are lots of people who, I mean, there's Asana. I mean, there's these amazing programs,
Hmm.
amazing, but I don't want to have to learn it.
Yeah.
Trello was easy for me to learn. I create different folders in my Trello. Like if you opened up my Trello, it would have every idea I have for a prompt book. It doesn't have the whole workflow, but it has like I do things for homeschoolers.
Okay.
So I have a section that is for education where I've got a list of books that I'm reviewing and I'm putting together a study guide.
Good.
I also have what I call prompt books, and it's prompt books to encourage kids to write.
Oh,
And
nice.
so so I have a whole list of ideas for that. I have holiday cookies in a prompt book. And
Okay.
here, and this is why the holiday cookies are there. It is for the kids to write what they think are in those cookies. It is also for them to write about how you would serve those cookies. It is not so much about baking the cookies. It is about
Right.
getting them to write and be creative. Another one that I absolutely love, I do Munsters a lot because I'm trying to appeal to little boys as well as little girls.
Okay.
And so I have this family of, I have a couple of different ones. I don't know if your audience would remember the creature from the Black Lagoon. It's this green monster with these big eyes. It's a 1950s B-roll type movie. I mean, very old, very poorly done, but it was very addictive. And as a teenager, I loved it.
Gotcha.
So I created a Black Lagoon family. And so there's the mom, there's the dad, there's the aunts, there's the uncles, there's the grandparents, cousins, uh, and they have to say what this person is in this family, what they do, what they like, but they make it all up.
Right.
But
Okay. That's
it's an entire family. So that one went so well. that I came back and I did one of Halloween creatures. So I have
Okay.
Frankenstein and I have, the mummy and, so that whole series of how all the Halloween creatures interact with each other.
Mhm.
And then I did fairies. So I go from one end to the other, there's, yeah, so
Love it.
that and you see that's how my brain works. See, I have success with one thing and I go, okay, what else can I do that fits in this niche? And so
Yes.
people will buy that niche. And so, for your audience, I know that this is about how to generate income quickly.
Yes.
I will tell you, KDP, I love KDP, love it, love it, love it. But you don't get paid for the first 60 days after you sell your first book.
Okay.
But it's a great way to start because there are other places that you can sell that same material and sell it and get paid right away or within
Gotcha.
2 weeks.
Okay. That makes sense. I gotcha. So you can put it on different platforms and
Oh, yes.
different avenues and you've done all the work for the long run, and then you
Exactly.
can get some up close and personal quick as well.
Exactly. And what you'll find out is if you sell a small pack on one of these other platforms, you sell like a printable that's 5, 7 sheets. I always include my other products because people value Amazon. Amazon
Yes.
is a trusted name in the industry. The
Hmm.
number two trusted name is Etsy.
Right.
Um, so you are able to create a product. You can sell it on both platforms. Just because it's selling on one does not mean it cannot sell on the other.
Gotcha.
And with the Etsy, you get paid within just a few days. With KDP, you don't have to pay for the printing up front, just in case someone's going, well, I got to buy books and have a garage full of books. No, you don't. You create it, you upload it, and they pay you a royalty for them to be able to sell it, and they handle all the customer service issues.
That's a perk bonus.
That's a very big perk bonus, but they don't pay you for 60 days. And so you've got to get books up and then you've got to work them so that you can create the sales. So I use the Etsy stores and the other platforms. When you get a printable, you also get a link to my author page for whatever type book you want so that you see I have more books. If
Gotcha.
you like this one, you're going to love this one.
Gotcha. So you cross market. Awesome.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the glimpse into your mind today, Miss Donna. And if you could share one last tip that's just that we didn't cover already, and just something that you should think that they just gotta know.
One last tip would be is really not to be afraid.
Okay.
Not to be afraid because especially people in the older age group, they go, I'm retired. What
Mhm.
do I know? What do people want? You would be amazed. I belong to a royalty makers group, and the majority of them are 50 and older.
Gotcha.
It is, it's not to say it's not for the 30s and 40s because it is. It's a great way if you're, want to stay home with your kids and you want to be able to create income. The cool thing about KDP is it truly is passive income because
Yes.
once you create the book and the book is up there, it's up there. You
Yes.
don't have to go out and recreate it again. I like to create in the same genres, of course, because I want the repeat customers. So if I get
Mhm.
a customer off my new book, I have a high probability they'll go back and buy one of my previous books.
That makes a lot of sense. But
Yep.
oh, I didn't
So
mean that.
so yeah, so I the biggest thing is don't be afraid. Don't be
Okay.
afraid. Don't think that you're too old to learn something because if you if you're not a techie person, guess what? You can hire somebody for that. I
Yes.
know of a person who's right across the screen from me who is very techie. So, so don't let tech be the reason. You know, it doesn't need to be the reason. You can hire somebody to do the tech stuff. What
Mhm.
you Everyone in this world has purpose in life.
Yes.
And because we have a purpose, we need to follow whatever that gift is. And so maybe it's time for a new path. Maybe
Hmm.
it's just you need a change of scenery. Whatever that might be, online sales has made a huge difference. And you asked this, and I didn't really answer it, is because yes, I have a lot going on, but I'm also a grandmother of five.
Oh, wow.
I also make time because I run with my grandkids. You know,
Hmm.
I go to practices, I go to engagements, I show up for all the parties. I like to travel. So even though I have a lot going on, I can literally put my laptop. I just bought this new screen that's a travel screen, which I'm super excited about. A couple of my friends have gotten it and they say it's a game changer. So I can put that in my briefcase. I have a
Hmm.
rolling briefcase. So I put that. I have one file folder that I always take and one notebook, and I'm out the door. Now I can work from the beach. If
Hmm.
I want to go to the mountains, I can work from there. If I want to go hang out with friends, I can do that. And so it has really changed my lifestyle and that I have a lot more freedom. You would say, no, you don't. You're working all the time. You're creating all these books. Yeah, sort of, kind of, but I'm creating them, you know, here and there and putting them together. So, yeah.
And your own time. And you're gonna mind is gonna go and run and race and create anyway. So
Yeah,
why not?
I tried being retired for 4 months. 4 months. I was so bored. I was so unhappy. This to me is not working.
Mhm.
This is pure joy and happiness for me. I am much happier creating and talking to people and, helping people see their visions.
Yes.
That brings me real excitement. And I think I started down this path is that, we're here to help each other. We're
Mhm.
here to offer that hand and say, let me show you and have faith in other people that I know they can do it.
Yes.
You know, you might have to find the right thing for you because not everything is the right thing.
Correct.
But,
Correct.
but yeah, but it's finding the right thing and the fun thing, the thing that brings you joy and happiness.
Mhm. And you don't have to marry it. You can kind of dabble around and
Exactly.
figure out if this is the one thing that you like and kind of try it on and test the waters a little bit.
Exactly. It's like trying on a dress. Do we like it? Does it fit? Are we comfortable? Can I move easily? Yeah. And that's exactly right. You don't have to marry it and
Mhm.
you're not stuck with it forever.
Absolutely. Well, I do honor your time
Oh,
and all of the insight. And as you know, we could go for
oh,
hours.
I know. I know.
I'm going to honor the time of the people and what I asked you to be here for. And I thank you so much. And the gift, we're going to gift
Yes.
them
I,
something.
I have a gift for your audience because it is hard. It is hard when you're trying to figure out. I have a lot of experience, so I have sent you the link, and that I would like to invite them to schedule an appointment with me. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Think about what it is you want to do. Do you want to do books? Do you want to do printables? Do you want to have an Etsy store? Have you heard that you really should have a Shopify store? Should I really? Think of your few questions. In 15 minutes, you'd be amazed because I talk fast. You'll be amazed at how much territory we can cover. And, just write your questions down. But I am gifting 15 minutes to each person who would like to just bounce an idea. I've got this idea. What do you think? Uh, and I just forewarn everyone, don't ask the question if you don't want to hear the answer. That is my philosophy in life because I
Yes.
will give you my honest opinion. I will try not to hurt your feelings, but I do think we all need to have the honest opinion of somebody, not just oh yeah, that'll work. No, it won't work. But if you did it this way, it has a much higher probability. I don't believe in holding back on ideas. I do not operate from a philosophy of scarcity.
Right.
If you come with a great idea, trust me, I'm not going to steal it. I got too many ideas, and chances are I'm going to give you two of my own and say,
Right.
you run with it because I don't have time. Uh,
Absolutely.
because, and we all do things differently. So even if we both created the same product, they're going to look different.
Yeah.
Um, and you may put a lot more research and a lot more effort in your product than I might. Um, and that's not to say either one's better or worse. They're just different because we're going to appeal to people who are in different seasons of their lives.
Absolutely. And I can co-sign behind the ideas, because that's how we became, this
Friends.
summit had
Yep.
became a thing.
The
This
summit
was
became a thing.
Donna's brainchild, where we were going back and forth, and she was like, "Oh, but why don't you call it this?" And then it just started to birth. So, and I do want to give you a formal thank you,
Oh, thank
because
you.
I probably would have been on a whole nother project.
And the other project is a good idea,
Yes.
but it didn't suit who you are and what you said you wanted.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, um, you've got to, I think everyone needs to find the thing that really suits them. Don't listen to what everyone tells you. Oh, you should be doing this or that. Because if I did, I wouldn't be doing this. And you see how much joy this brings me. And
Absolutely.
I see how much joy helping people bring you, because you love the interview and you love the figuring out and all of that. And so that makes this workshop or conference an amazing thing because you are bringing help to so many other people.
Yes. And it's been fun. I was scared at first, I admit, but I'm loving to be able to pick other people's brains, because I'm so used to everybody picking my
Yeah.
brain. So that is really fun to be able to pick other people's brain and get different insight to how things flow and work. It's been an awesome experience. And I'm thankful that we went down that rabbit hole,
Yeah.
and you need to surface this. It's been awesome and amazing. I thank you.
Well, I thank you so much for having me. Hopefully, I have brought some uh, golden nuggets into your audience's lives that they go, "Ooh, maybe I could." And
Absolutely.
that's my whole goal, is I want people to realize that yes, they can. It
Thank
goes
you.
beyond maybe I could, but it has to start at maybe I could.
Absolutely.
So,
Thank you so much. And I will put your code on the end of this interview and share it with the people. And I look forward to chatting with you again very soon.
me too, Angela. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So have a great, great day, everyone.